What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome back to the OS Rick Project episode 73. What's going on, guys? How are you been? How's everything? Um, what I've been watching, what I've been playing. Let's see. Oh, by the way, guys, thank you for hanging out and listening. I really appreciate it. Hope everything's well on y'all's end. Pretty good over here where I'm at. It is October 9th, Columbus Day, or some people, Indigenous People Day. But the thing is, I really don't care what to call it, Columbus, Indigenous, whatever. It just depends. It's all comes down to like history, right? Written by the victors. So, and there's like lots of things. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Guys, let's see. What have I been playing this week? I've been bouncing around. I did some Blasphemous, the first one. I did a little bit of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I've also been playing Armored Core 6. I can't put that game away. I like testing different builds. I've been trying to do like a heavier like a medium-sized reverse jointed with rifles and the ear shots, which is like they didn't get, I don't know if they got buffed or not. I think they're in a good spot. The song that they had another update for Armored Core 6, guys, and this time they went after the weapons and made some adjustments. Some which were like really, really good. Like the songbirds, they got affected. They got some nerfs, and they brought up some other stuff, and I think they increased like the rifles and stuff like that. So a lot more weapons are more viable. So I stick mostly to PvE stuff. So I'm just trying to find some things that just help me gun down and help me reach S rank on some of the missions during the game. But yeah, Armored Core 6, of course, Street Fighter 6. I did that some last week, but and I'm creeping up towards Diamond 2. So I've been doing some grind, some ranking, and Street Fighter 6. I still feel it's in a spot where I don't love it, but I don't hate it. There's still, I'm not too crazy about the whole drive rush situation. I still feel like I gotta get used to that mechanic, but other than that, though, it's been fine game, and I've still been sticking with Guile. Still been playing on my love list. So, yeah, that's about it for video games on my end. I have been watching Gen V, from a spinoff from The Boys. It's I haven't fell in love with it right away. I feel like it's playing a lot into the whole. It's so fake. Everybody on there is just like social media is running rampant, and like everybody's just trying to get there. Like each of the heroes, it's like, because they're in a hero school and they're all trying to like jockey for like top ranks so they could like get initiated into the 7. And everything is just hashtag this or insta that, or how many followers do you have this, and it's just like I mean it's still a fun show, but I still like Billy and Huey and Mother's Milk and Frenchie, and Homelander's so cool. The actor that plays him, I think Anthony Starr, I could just feel the craziness when he's playing Homelander. I could just feel like when you see Homelander, like I don't feel safe if I was in a room with that dude, because I don't know what he's capable of, and I think the actor does a really good job. And the original series of The Boys did have some of that stuff of how many you're trending with this, or you're up a couple of points on that, and kind of the corporate stuff like that. But this one, Gen V, just feels like it's a lot more into the whole like the social media, and I guess because they're kind of kids, they're young adults going into like a school for the gifted and stuff like that. So I guess that makes sense. But it's not a terrible show. And just the first 3 episodes. Also finished watching Ahsoka. I felt like it's one of those shows where, and I haven't seen any previous like the Clone Wars, anything that leads into the series. But this show, it feels like it's okay. That's it. It wasn't spectacular, and it wasn't like hot garbage. It just felt like it was a run of the mill show. Like it hit all the plot points that you needed. They find something, they get set back, and they walk around it, and then it just felt like it's by the numbers, and it was fine. It was just fine. That's it. It wasn't like spectacular. I'm still upset how like they had Boba Fett and they made that one just garbage. In my opinion, it was just garbage. And same with Obi-Wan. I really wanted to like Obi-Wan, but it was like it's just here's an Inquisitor that has issues. Let's focus on her. Like, why? This is the Obi-Wan show, not the Inquisitor show. What else? Castlevania Nocturne. I also finished that one, caught up, and I don't think it was that bad. I know some people are like, you know, and look, this is going to be it. These shows are very subjective because and it depends depends on the person, right, who's watching. But I don't think it was a 100% like the perfect show. I don't think it's that, but it also wasn't like the worst show. And I wouldn't review bomb. I mean, I don't review bomb, period. But I wouldn't review bomb. Yeah, some things are weird. Like yes, they grab a character and they race swapped her, and and honestly, to me, if you're doing that, you're grabbing a character that people know already, and you're race swapping it, and just change just because you want to do that, and like and change the story of that person and everything. Yes, you're gonna upset some of the hardcore fans. That's just no way around it. Me personally, I know a little bit of the Castlevania lore, but not too much that I cared. Like I didn't know that was I didn't know Annette was a character that was already in existence and they just swapped her. So to me, it didn't bother me. But the way what I see is when you have a character that's already established, and then just race swapping her and changing her backstory, at that point, it's like, why not just make a new character? Because you're gonna get backlash from the hardcore audience, right? So it's like just make a whole new character and then introduce it to the story. Because I mean, it's based off. It's just based. It doesn't mean it has to be strictly stick to the what you call it. And I actually thought Edward and Annette, them bringing the slavery from the islands, from the slave trade, from the sugar fields and sugar cane fields. I mean, I thought that those it would fit perfect for the time. Oh, my cat's trying to get in. I thought it felt perfect for the time, but I just don't know why they felt like they had to. Let me close the door, guys. I don't know why they felt like they had to just make a whole new character. I mean, why change it up like that? Because you're just gonna upset the fan base. And let me see who else. Olrox was a pretty cool character. I just know anything. What I know from Olrox is that he was in Symphony of the Night, and that's it. But he was an Aztec vampire who was also gay, which like that doesn't surprise me now. I know like a lot of the Netflix likes to like kind of pander to like the alphabet crew, which it's fine, but it wasn't like they did it like in your face and just made them all like I'm gay. Look at me, like it's just whatever. He likes banging dudes. It's fine. What else? But overall, though, I thought the show was okay. Oh, my only real complaint I had with the show was it was just like the writing. They just kept saying "fuck," and like after a while, it's like you're losing the it. I guess it loses the impact. They just keep saying it and saying it, and after a while, it's like okay, oh look, you said the F word. Cool. All right. Yeah. I mean, it's after a while, it just becomes meh. It was okay. Of course, I still preferred the first couple the first episodes. No, the first original. Yeah, the first original. I guess original. I guess because Nocturne's a spinoff. It was okay. I mean, but it had its moments where I was just like, but it did kind of hit the notes of the violence and the action and the animations. Yeah, I could see some parts where people were talking about that the animation looked kind of bad, and I could see some of that parts, but it wasn't unwatchable. It wasn't garbage. It was okay. Again, I just felt like when they just start race swapping just to race swap, I feel like that's just kind of like just make a new character and introduce them to the story instead of just erasing somebody else because you're just gonna accept the upset the the main hardcore audience, right? It's just like when you change, because I was thinking about that too, right, because I know watching, you guys ever watch the live action Cowboy Bebop? They race swap Jet. In the series he was a white guy, and in the live action Netflix he was a black guy. And honestly, that didn't bother me at all because it was still Jet. Jet was still, an ex beat cop who's turned detective or turned bounty hunter who is who's a single father trying to make it up to his his estranged daughter that he wasn't there for and stuff like that, and trying to juggle all that. It was still Jet. They just race swapped him, and to me I felt fine. Like it was done right. It didn't bother me, and that's something like I would think about too. It's like, you know do race swaps bother me? I can't say it does because they did it on on Cowboy Bebop, but the way they did it with the live action was it felt right. It was still Jet. They just raced off. So like I didn't mind that at all. I mean, I didn't. It's just when they grab something and completely just twist it just for the whole sake, and then you hear the argument like, if it's not a big deal, well then why do it? And it kind of like answers its own argument, right? Because it's like, well, yeah, if it doesn't matter, then why do it? Why are you changing it? It just I know like it feels very much like they're just like a lot of these big corporations just trying to virtue signal and get brownie points with people of just because they want diversity or representation and stuff like that. And it got to the point now where you just see it now and it's just like it's not even genuine. It's like, I know you're virtue signaling. Like, I get it. Okay, cool. Like no one cares. Just write a good story. At the end of the day, that's what people matter, what people want. What else, guys? Oh, I do have a couple of changes to the podcast, guys. I want to bring it up first before I go any further, and I already jumped already 10 minutes into the podcast. I am changing the podcast, guys. I'm gonna make it just on YouTube only, so you could guys just find me there. As for like having a place to host the website, like host the podcast, I tried it. It was fun. It was cool. But in the end, like I just want to do the podcast because I want to do it. I don't want to do it because I don't want to be like follow chasing numbers or feel like I gotta spread it out or get the word out or have to promote things. It's like, what can I do this that's and also it's just less expensive, right? Just having to pay every month just to put like to host my podcast, like it's not like I'm not doing it to get recognition or have big or make money off of it. But so I just started realizing like, why don't you just put it out? Just put it on YouTube. YouTube's cheap. It's easy. You put it out there. I mean, you have it all in one place. So, guys, if you guys are still interested in listening to the podcast, it's just going to be moving to YouTube. So check me out here, and I'll still be putting out stuff weekly. But it's like I said, it'll just be on YouTube, and I will be recording. And just in case something, and of course, it's not permanent, right? I can always go back to the a formal podcast form platform. So I'm still saving the files in case I ever want to go back and upload them there, but right now I just realized it's just put on YouTube, Rick. You're fine. It doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, I'm doing the podcast because I just want to talk and rant about stuff, about video games and TV shows. So what YouTube does, it covers it just fine. So it's okay. So yeah, catch me here on YouTube, guys. What else, guys? So I know we might have mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, but the whole Unity thing, how they're charging people or the developers, usually the small developers, up to 20 cents per download of the game, and that not for buying a copy, for per download. So if they delete it and download it again, they gotta pay. Apparently, it looks like the CEO John Resitilio, I might be saying that wrong. Sorry, guys. Is stepping down. So yeah, that was a massive backlash. They had to walk it back. I think honestly, and I'm glad that they either forced him or he had to decided to step down, because yeah, that was just showing you what happens when you let these corporations just become super greedy and start running rampant, because that was super wrong. And I'm glad that, something happened and he had to step down, and hopefully, yeah, I'm sure with that, the Unity's gonna walk it all back, because that was complete BS. It was just ridiculous. Like, how are you gonna expect more people to put video games out when you're one of the engines that people use, you're gonna start charging like a ridiculous amount? That's just stupid. That's just greed, and just what the corporations have been doing, guys. I'm tired of the corporations. They're just trying to get away with everything. Other than that, though, some stuff that I had from last week. Capcom, quote unquote, gracefully declines acquisition offer from Microsoft, which I'm glad they did. I like Capcom. They're one of the companies, publishers, and developers that I have well, mostly developers. I don't think they publish stuff. I mean, they publish their own stuff, right? But they're one of my favorite companies. I've been around a fan of them since Mega Man 2 days back on the Nintendo. Mega Man, Street Fighter, Devil May Cry, Monster Hunter, Resident Evil. I mean, this really is one of my favorite. Yes, I do talk shit about how they monetize Street Fighter and stuff like that, which I'm not a fan of course not. But overall, what they've been doing as a company, I have been happy with them, and I'm glad they didn't take that offer from Microsoft. And honestly, I don't know what Microsoft was thinking. I think they have these very skewed lenses, or how they see things. Especially, I don't know. It just feels like when it comes to Japanese developments, like I feel like it's not really about the money for them. It's like they rather have the freedom of doing their own things. And because I think I brought this up already, but Microsoft at one point try to acquire Nintendo, and like Nintendo, you could throw as much. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're not perfect, guys. They're not perfect. I know they do some shit. They like to bring over their stuff from the Wii U and port it over, and still have that Nintendo tax of that premium. I know when it comes to their Smash tournaments, they're not the greatest either. But you know what? Nintendo overall, what they do with their IPs, they're good in my book, and they don't need the money from Microsoft. Microsoft, they have tons of cash. We know that. We all know that. Not only just from their gaming part, but from just from their software, the Windows licensing and stuff. But I don't know why they think why Microsoft feels like they need to go pick up more developers and companies, because I really feel like the quality of games that they've been putting out, even after picking up these new developers, has just still been lackluster. Although I think Arcane Studio did word true to the word and did bring out a 60 FPS mode for Redfall, which is what, 4 months later, which is like, in all honesty, they probably should have just waited and make sure it was all released in time, because all the negativity that game got, they're not walking it back. No one's gonna go back and be like, oh, 60 FPS mode, yeah, let me go back and play that game. No, you know what they're gonna say? They're like, oh yeah, let me finish Tears of the Kingdom. Oh yeah, let me finish Lies of P. Oh yeah, let me finish, like, so many good games have been released since then. Like, you guys had your shot. Yeah, shot the shot and you missed. So yeah, with Capcom, Microsoft, man, I really wanted them to win this generation. I really wanted me not to be like, I just want them to have like a W, like just do something right. And I just feel like this generation, they have not been doing so hot. With that, Starfield has a lower rating than Fallout 76, but only by a tiny bit, by like a point percentage, like a point. Let me see, by 0.16%. Okay, so barely, guys, barely. No, not 16%. See me do the math. 0.64%. That's all. But Starfield right now has an overall rating on Steam at 71.12%, and Fallout 76 has a 71.76%. So yeah, it's still, and I think people are starting to realize that Starfield isn't what it was meant up to, isn't what it really is, and what it was meant to be. I think they're starting to realize that it's just kind of like the cracks and the flaws are showing now. And I was in the same boat, guys. When I first saw it, the Summer Game Fest back in 2022, I was thinking, oh, this is going to be hype. This is going to be badass. This is going to be cool. And then as closer to release, I realized I'm not excited for this game. I'm not. And then sure enough, the way it got launched with, $100, you have to pay $100 just for early access. And yes, some of the bugs were there. And I'll admit, I'm pretty sure they were cherry picked. A lot of people just got all the worst things they saw and just made a compilation video of seeing what negative. I'm sure there was probably more. I'm sure it probably ran better than you saw those bugs. I don't know. but also on the performance issue where it just was, some people with even like the beefiest of GPUs and CPUs were still getting maybe like 76 frames per second, stuff like that. Like not like still shit. It wasn't well optimized. And sometimes you see, I'm sure you guys seen the interview where they ask Howard Todd, they're like, how come it's not optimized for PC? He's like, it is optimized. You guys need to upgrade your PC. I was like, dude, what's you need to really like start checking out stuff. And I don't know. I think Starfield just, I think it honestly was just a big letdown. And then hearing people talk about I like that I've played, it's just like, I mean, what's the point of doing anything because New Game Plus just resets everything and you gotta start from the very beginning. It's just unfortunate. Like I said, when I first heard about the game several years ago, or like last year in the summer, I was excited for it. But then as it got closer, just nah. And I think it just shows that these big ass games, there's just so much hype. There's just so much hype. I mean, people, you probably heard people say it already. It's Fallout in space, and I guess that's cool. But I'm just really disappointed that all this hype and that's what happened. And man, and how they did it too, right? The way they monetized it and shit like that, and they talked about it is just unfortunate. Epic Games, they've been having some layoffs. Apparently, the CEO Tim Sweeney blames slow Fortnite growth tied to user shift toward lower margin creator content. So I guess I guess some people prefer indie content, lower stuff. I don't know. Fortnite, you guys know how I feel about it. I completely hate it. I think it's stupid. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's a scourge. I think it is a symptom of what's wrong with gaming, where you have, and not even battle royale was original for them. They got it from somewhere else. Eventually, originally Fortnite was just a survival game where you build your stuff, you build your fortress, and then hordes of zombies come at night and attack it, and you got to defend it. They stole the battle royale, which was stolen from somebody else, so not original. And then they just monetize it by making so many skins, and that's it. And it just feels so lifeless, so corporate. It's ridiculous. And I kind of do hope, like I don't hope for things to like go away and get to disappear, but I kind of hope this one kind of goes away and disappears, because I just really hate the monetization and way this how they do that, how they do things over there. It's ridiculous. I know people who they see a skin of or a costume of a certain franchise character and they're like, oh, I'm gonna buy it, that's it, I'm done. Like, dude, what, you're just supporting, like, I know guys, it's y'all's money, support, but it's just like, dude, this is why they keep getting more ideas just to support this bullshit. To whack. Just whack. But anyways, they said they're not getting enough money and they're getting layoffs. But you know what? I find it funny. It's like, I'm pretty sure the CEOs aren't taking any pay cuts. And it got me thinking. I saw someone on Twitter talk about how I'm gonna hope I say his name right, guys. Satoru Iwata. He was a Nintendo CEO from 2002 and 2015, and he cut his pay in half after the poor fiscal results of 2013 after the poor Wii U sales. And it got me thinking, like, if this guy was able to take a pay cut just to make sure things are afloat over there, it's like, what does that say about some of these other guys where they're purposely trying to like try to make a subscription model for their game engine, or blaming other people because their stupid battle royale isn't making money. And what does that say about the current landscape in video gaming? It's become a business, guys, and that's what's sad about it. Like, yes, I do like the fact that there's more people playing it, but at the same time, it's like it's becoming something where it's just been driven by greed, and it's just ridiculous. I hate it. It's not good for anybody. What else, guys? Is that it? Oh yeah, PlayStation got hit by some ransomware group, claims to have breached all of Sony systems. That sucks. It's not the first time though. They've been hacked before. The only thing I care about is like, hopefully they don't bring down the whole PlayStation Online experience, because that would suck. That would suck for a lot of people, especially if they upgraded to getting their the Well, they're already increasing the price, but imagine if they got the one where, you know, the top dollar one where you could stream games from them, and then they have to shut that down. Like, can you imagine how bad that would be? How much refunds they would have to do, or subscribers they would lose? But we'll see. I mean, this ain't the first time Sony's been hacked, and it's not gonna be the last. So we'll see how this. Oh, speaking of shows, before I go, guys. So Netflix is gonna make more animation series, which I'm kind of after Nocturne. Like I said, Nocturne wasn't terrible. It just wasn't great. So they're doing one with Devil May Cry. It's the same kind of. I think it's the same guy who did the Castlevania. Adi Shankar. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make Leon, or not Leon, make Dante say his like pronouns when he introduced himself. Let me see. Got Tomb Raider, Scott Pilgrim, He-Man, Captain Laserhawk, which is like I think it's tied into what's that one from Ubisoft that they crank out every year, first person. Oh my god, I'm blanking of the name, guys. But that one, Sonic Prime, and some other stuff. So I mean, the Netflix animation stuff, it's okay. I have been watching Vinland Saga. It's like an anime based off the Danish and the Swedes and Vikings and England during the Dark Ages, like what 1200s and stuff like that. So I've been having a blast watching that one. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for me this week. Like I said, I didn't have too much. I've been kind of just chilling and stuff. I do have vacation next week. Be hanging out, not doing much. Maybe some more streaming, more stuff for the podcast and stuff like that. And I'm looking forward to Lords of the Fallen, which is being released on the 13th. So we'll see. Maybe I'll have a new game to stream. Another Souls like. I know some people ask me like, how come I haven't played Liza P? But honestly, Liza P, I'm not a fan of the whole steampunk look. I don't care. I think it's stupid. Not interested in it. I mean, if some people want to play Liza P, by all means go play it and have a good time and let me know how it is. But I'm more interested in the dark fantasy aspect of it. So, and Lords of the Fallen seems to fill that gap, that niche. So we'll see, guys. Anyways, again, guys, I will be the podcast from here on out, moving on forward, will be on YouTube. So make sure you check it out there. Other than that, guys, have a great week. Play some video games. Go outside, get some fresh air, enjoy the fresh air. It's down here in Gulf Coast, Texas. We had a cool front and it was very nice today. So hopefully it'll stay. Well, hopefully we'll have a couple of weeks of that because I'm tired of the triple digit weather. Anyways, guys, go play some games, have some fun, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, guys. Oh, hey, there it goes.